Let's review a few closing tools that you could use when you're working on a potential endorsement rewrite. Now, number one, you're going to have to compare both situations. You're going to have to add value, you're going to have to educate them, and you're going to have to sell the idea that the endorsement is not the best option. So, for instance, if they have a policy, two vehicles liability, they're paying $100. Now they're adding an additional vehicle for full coverage. So that means three vehicles, two liability, one full coverage. So from $100, it goes up to $250. Versus the new option with a new policy for two vehicles liability, one vehicle full coverage, and the payments are $170. You're gonna sell them on the concept that the new policy, regardless if they don't want a new policy, the new policy is giving them the best option. Now, the majority of the situations are going to be a lot better when you calculate the difference between both options. So 250 minus 170, you're saving them $80. So your goal is going to be to emphasize on the fact that even though they don't want a new policy, the new policy is offering something that's $80 lower. Now, you're also going to do the math on a month-to-month basis on how much money you're going to save them. And you're also going to elaborate and calculate the long-term savings. So $80 a month, multiply it times 12, we're looking at almost $1,000. It's $960, but almost $1,000 that you're going to be saving the client. So you're going to compare both situations and you're going to tell them, look, would you rather go with 250 or would you be more satisfied if we keep you with the 170? And they're always going to choose the 170. So you really have to compare both situations. You're going to have to educate them. You're going to have to add value, and you're going to have to explain to them that three vehicles, one full coverage, two liabilities it's a completely different situation than the previous situation, which only had two vehicles liability. Step number two. The more you save them money, the more you could charge them. So in this case, we're saving the customer $80 a month. Now, $80 a month is going to be a total of $1,000 through the course of the year. Since I'm saving the client a lot of money, they're willing to pay more simply because it benefits them. So the more you save them, the more money they're willing to pay. So this has the potential of a 300 BF. Number three, when you start introducing the approximate to start the new policy, so as an example, if the monthly payment is 170 and we're going to try to calculate a 300, it's probably going to be about 490 the total. So the approximate would be 350 to 450. Now, it's important for you to justify the fact that they're still responsible for $250, which is the new monthly payment if we process the endorsement, and $100 to process the endorsement. So that's a total of $350. So instead of using those $350 to process the endorsement and for them to keep a payment that's extremely high, we could use those $350 towards the new policy. Even though the approximate is $350 to $450, they're still going to be responsible for $350. So literally, they're not investing too much, or they're not paying more than what's necessary. The only difference is we're using those $350 for something that's going to benefit them a lot more, because their new monthly payment is going to be $170. So literally, you're selling the idea that let's invest on using the $350 that you're going to give your company towards a new policy, even though you're going to pay a little bit more, but it's going to guarantee the monthly payments at $170. Number four, demonstrate how much money you're going to save them by choosing the new option versus processing the endorsement. Number five, sell the idea that our goal is to run the information through the database and also through the insurance company's website, the company that they have, so we could determine what option is going to be the best one. It's our duty, our obligation, our responsibility to make sure that we're giving them the best service. Now, shame on us if we were to process the endorsement without checking the option. Now, the fact that we're checking the options, this gives us an opportunity to help them. Number 6, sell the idea that for us, there's no benefit whatsoever going with the new policy or offering the new option. It may actually be easier and faster for us to process the endorsement, but we offer the new option, especially if it benefits the client. Once again, shame on us if we don't check, or shame on us if we don't offer a better option. So use these closing tools to help demonstrate why they should make a decision today, why they should choose the new option versus processing the endorsement.